We now have tensions between the United States and China at all-time highs, along with one of the major backbones of our economy possibly on the verge of a collapse. Is there any positive news left that could spark a year-end rally?
All four of the U.S. major indices were down last week, with the Dow Jones down over 2.2% and the S&P 500 down about 1.6%. Now the NASDAQ still leading the way this year, up about 5%, and the Russell is now negative for the year, down about 0.5%. Foreign markets were down about 1.5% last week, while emerging markets rebounded and were actually positive about 1%. Emerging markets still down over 12% year to date. The chart that we're looking at today is of the housing index. And the reason we're looking at this chart is because housing makes up about 20% of GDP, which means it's a big piece of the US economy. Next, I want to take a closer look at the blue line on the chart. This blue line was a resistance level for the housing market for years, but in 2017, housing index actually broke up above the blue line and made all-time highs. Now in 2018, housing index has given almost all of these gains back and is now sitting right again at that blue line, which is now a level of support. So we're paying close attention to this index now, because if it breaks down below this blue line, it could spell trouble for the US economy moving forward.
Over the weekend, the 2018 APEC summit ended with fireworks as Vice President Mike Pence and President Xi from China exchanged attacks. And for the first time in 25 years, the United States and China did not release a joint statement. Now this led to major news agencies talking about a possible Cold War brewing between the United States and China. Now hopefully all of this can be resolved at the G20 summit here at the end of this month, but this is definitely not a step in the right direction. Next, I wanted to give you an update on Brexit. And last week, Prime Minister May unveiled her plan for the UK's exit from the European Union. But she didn't even have buy-in from her own political party. So the thoughts that this deal is going to get done seem pretty slim, which means that the volatility that we're seeing in the foreign markets probably will continue throughout the rest of the year. Earlier I asked the question, was there any positive news that could spark a market rally? And last week, Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve came out and said that they're looking to slow down rate hikes for next year.
But the reason that he came out and said this is because he expects a global economic slowdown, and that doesn't bode well for the markets.
Thanks for watching, and we strive to give you everything that you need to know about the markets in 5 minutes or less.
Like our Facebook page and share our video. Thanks.